Coming up on the Bluffton News, South Carolina Representative Weston Newton shares his plans for action at the State House, and we'll learn some excellent tips for shopping and buying vehicles online. Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Anneliza Itkor, and we have a lot to cover. It's been a busy week in Bluffton. But first, let's start with this week's current headlines. Bluffton officials plan to step up enforcement of new sign ordinances, leaving some less visible businesses concerned about a ban on most off-premise signs used to attract customers to businesses from the road. The ordinances are part of a consolidated land use plan adopted last year to reduce urban sprawl and create walkable mixed-use communities. Town officials announced in a letter to businesses that they'll be enforcing the sign ordinances included in that comprehensive plan called the Uniform Development Ordinance, or UDO, with regular inspections that could result in fines or additional penalties. And this year, parents had a voice in deciding uniform colors for Hardeeville-Ridgeland Middle School and Ridgeland-Hardeeville High School. Following 4 recent community meetings, a survey was conducted to determine what uniform colors parents would like to see at their children's schools. And these were the results. For Hardeeville-Ridgeland Middle School, gold, black, and burgundy for tops, khaki and black for bottoms. For Ridgeland-Hardeeville High School, red, gray, and orange for tops, and khaki and black for bottoms. Also, parents who have students currently enrolled at Hardeeville High School will not be required to pre-register to have their student attend the new Ridgeland-Hardeeville High School. All information will be transferred over to the new high school. More information on the schools can be found on the district's website at jcsd.net. 3 female employees of the Beaufort County Probate Court filed sexual harassment complaints against probate judge Frank M. Simon a month before he unexpectedly announced he was retiring. Simon, who served as Beaufort County's probate judge for nearly 18 years, announced his retirement June 22nd and left the office July 1st with 2 years left of his term. All 3 complaints refer to incidents between May 14th and 16th and alleged in sworn statements that Simon, 84, made lewd or offensive comments. One of the women also filed a report with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and quit her job because she no longer could endure Simon's conduct. Simon said by phone that he knows a matter exists but would not comment further, stating that he was not permitted to discuss the situation under the Judicial Code of Conduct. A state judicial official, however, said Simon is not prevented from speaking about the matter. Simon also declined to comment when asked whether his retirement was related to the allegations. About 1.5 miles of new Bluffton Parkway roadway between Malphurs Road and Buckingham Plantation Drive opened Monday morning after 18 months of construction. Vehicles will now be able to travel from SC 170 in Okatee to Moss Creek near the bridges to Hilton Head Island without battling traffic and construction on US 278. Completion of the new section signals another milestone in the Bluffton Parkway project, which was built to ease congestion along the US 278 corridor and provide an additional emergency evacuation route. The only remaining piece of the Parkway project is the flyover bridge connection with US 278. County officials are reviewing bids for that project, which is expected to cost about $31 million and begin later this year. 3 magistrates who successfully sued Beaufort County for retroactive pay raises now argue the county should pay their $33,000 legal tab. Judge Carmen Mullen, however, ruled against the magistrates' request for legal fees in June, saying the amount they seek is excessive. The county paid about $3,500 in fees for its lawyer, Bill Young of Beaufort. The magistrates Beth Prince, David Taub, and Lawrence McEllen have now filed an appeal. 11 Beaufort County magistrates were awarded 3 months of retroactive pay, totaling about $20,000 by Mullen in April. Mullen said the county overstepped its authority when it tried to delay state-required raises based on population growth until July 1st, 2011, which was the start of the 2011-12 fiscal year, and ruled the raises had to start on March 22, 2011, the day 2010 census data became official. The case for attorney fees moves next month to the South Carolina Court of Appeals. And here's what's happening around the state. The Citadel plans an independent investigation into how it handled a sex abuse complaint against a former summer camp counselor who went on to molest several children in the Low Country. Citadel President John Rosa said that the military school has always planned an outside review of how it handled allegations made in 2007 against Louis Skip Reville. Reville pleaded guilty in June to nearly 24 child sex charges and was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Reville was a counselor at a Citadel summer camp in 2002. A former camper told school officials in 2007 he'd been molested by Reville 5 years earlier. The Citadel conducted an internal investigation but never told police about the allegation. Reville was arrested last year. Most autopsies in South Carolina are paid for by taxpayers, but a state judge has decided they can no longer be reviewed by the public. While the ruling took the media and First Amendment advocates by surprise, it isn't unprecedented. About half of the 50 states severely restrict what can be released from autopsy reports or makes them off limits entirely. Much of the debate is over concerns whether an autopsy report is an investigative report that can be reviewed or medical records that should be kept confidential. And finally, a company is pursuing its plan to ship tons of radioactive waste from New Jersey to a dump along Interstate 20 in South Carolina. Sayreville Seaport Associates has appealed a decision by South Carolina regulators that prevents disposal of the lightly radioactive soil at a Lee County landfill without extra precautions being taken. The South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control says it will only allow the burial if changes are made to an operating permit at the landfill, and the dump's operator says it doesn't want the dirt. The dirt would come from an industrial cleanup site along the Raritan River south of New York City. For more information on these headlines and more, check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Coming up, Lynne Hummell of the Bluffton Sun brings us the hottest stories in the area as the Bluffton News brings you hot off the presses. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining me now is Lynne Hummell of the Bluffton Sun. How you doing, Lynne?
I'm doing great, Anneliza. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So there's been a lot of news lately about David McAllister leaving his post as the Bluffton police chief, and I understand that we have a new police chief coming on board.
That is correct. McAllister is leaving in August, and town manager Anthony Barrett has appointed Angel Tubbs as the police chief. Now, this is not an interim position. This is temporary, but Barrett says that the chief has to have the full authority of the position, and so interim is not part of the title. Tubbs had retired from the department just about 3 months ago after serving for 7 years, and she comes back on board, and while Barrett will be interviewing others for the position.
All right, now when will the permanent chief be named?
Well, they hope to have someone in place in about, or interview rather, another 6 candidates, 6 finalists of 139 applicants, and that will be in the next couple of weeks, and then hopefully after that, within 30 days, a new chief will be named.
Okay, now taking you from officiate news to environmental news, you know, our low country marshes and the environment here are all very important to those of us who live here, and I understand something is happening to some of the special trees on Pine Island. What's going on with that?
Yeah, Anneliza, there were 2 landmark trees. They were driftwood sort of trees that had been eroded by time and the elements. And they just stood very proudly in the marsh. And they were the subject of photographs and artist paintings for many, many years. And a couple of weekends ago, someone came in and sawed off the top of one of the trees and apparently tried to drag it out of the marsh, and for some reason couldn't make it out of the marsh and left it there. And now there's one tree and a sawed off half a tree, and residents are very upset about this. So they've posted signs hoping to prevent any further damage.
Well, that's right in my neighborhood, and that doesn't make me happy either. Now, what can residents do if they know anything or see anything suspicious?
Well, if you see any suspicious activity, you can go to one of the residents nearby and they might be able to help you out, or call 911, or you can call the Department of Natural Resources if you have any information about what's already happened. The number is 800-922-5431.
All right, now real quick, what's going on with the Habitat for Humanity resale store in Bluffton?
They're moving. For 10 years, the store has been squeezed into those two little buildings on the corner of Bluffton Road and Dr. Mellencamp Road, and now they are moving into a new 10,000 square foot space, new to them, in the old Piggly Wiggly over on May River Road.
That's awesome. What are the shopping hours going to be?
The shopping hours are a little bit earlier than usual, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 2 on Saturday.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Lynn.
Thank you.
Now, Rodney Vaughn has some great insight into the entertainment scene here in Bluffton, and this week is no exception. Hey, Rodney.
Hi there.
Now, I understand that you have discovered one of the best kept entertainment secrets in Beaufort.
Well, this is a really cool idea. The UCB campus in Beaufort, downtown, has what they call a summer movie series. And it is open to the public, not just students, but it's all first-rate feature films. They're featuring those during the week and on weekends. It's an awesome thing to do, to go out and see a movie. It's kind of hot, so it'd be nice to be indoors for a while. And the rest of this month, they're running some features that Hysteria with Maggie Gyllenhaal and Rupert Everett, Peace, Love, and Misunderstanding, and that's a funny urban comedy, and that has Jane Fonda and Rosanna Arquette. So there's some big name stars and some big name feature films in that. It's only $7 for adults, and you can go onto their website and get more information about it at USCB campus.
And while we're in Beaufort, we may as well stay in Beaufort, Rodney. We've already talked about one of my favorite topics, which is movies, and let's move on to another one, the sand sculpture contest.
Sand sculpting is really cool, and the Hunting Island in Beaufort is having a contest for that. They will be giving prizes out to the best sculptures, and that's going to be Saturday the 28th, and people can register at the Lighthouse in Hunting Island the day of the event, and you can do it as an individual or a team. Now, they have some really cool ideas going on over there, and we want everyone to check it out. You can get more information by calling 476-3022.
Now, I'll tell you, the artists out there of all ages are amazing. I highly recommend that you check it out. Real quick, Rodney, what's going on with local theater?
Well, local theater, this is the last weekend for Shout, the mod musical. That's, of course, at the Art Center on Hilton Head, and we want everybody to check that out. It's been a great show with a great run. And the other thing is the producers will be opening up at May River Theater downtown in Bluffton, and tickets are going to go on sale for that in about another week, so I encourage everyone to check that out. It's an awesome show.
Well, I'll tell you, Rodney, you make having fun an absolute piece of cake. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
When we return, Weston Newton, our South Carolina representative, will bring us up to speed on what's happening at the State House, and you will learn how car shopping can be an absolute breeze when we come back with more Bluffton news. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining us now is South Carolina Representative Weston Newton. Now, Chairman Newton, you have had a busy year. Congratulations on your primary victory on June 16th.
Thank you very much, Anneliza.
Now, with no Democratic opposition in the general election in November, your primary was kind of the de facto election. Tell us what's next in terms of County Council District 9, the chairmanship of County Council, and the new State House District 120 seat.
Okay. Anneliza, as you indicated, following the June primary and with no opposition in the general election in November, we will go into the November election, November the 6th, as the presumed winner of that election. At this point, I am the Republican Party nominee, even though it was the de facto election. So between now and mid-November, I will continue to serve as chairman of County Council and serve in my capacity as the representative from District 9. Following the general election in November, I will have a better sense of the timing I will resign prior to the end of the calendar year. At whatever point in time I have to take the oath of office for the new South Carolina House 120 seat, immediately preceding that, I will resign both as chairman and as the District 9 representative.
Okay, now right now, in your capacity as chairman of County Council, what's happening with the next section of the Bluffton Parkway and all the flyovers?
Well, this morning we opened the next section of Bluffton Parkway Phase 5A, when that was the section between Malfrus Road and Buckingham Landing. It's a roughly 3-mile section. It represents the balance of the $11.5 million Bluffton Parkway Phase 5 project, and we are moving forward, or the county is, with bidding the project for the flyovers to connect to Hilton Head Island. The town of Bluffton is in the process with Beaufort County of studying the realignment of Bluffton Parkway Phase 5B, and that is the section between Buck Island Road and Buckwalter Parkway, to then move forward with the strategy of getting that funded. And then ultimately, Bluffton Parkway Phases 6 and 7 are through Jasper County all the way out to I-95.
All right. Now, well, that was a very exciting part of our headlines, so thank you for fleshing that out for us. Assuming your successful election in November, briefly, what will be your primary focus in the State House starting in January?
Obviously, working to reform our tax code, joining the voice and the discussion of the Jasper Point, always the protection of our natural resources, and looking for education money for Beaufort County.
All right. Well, Weston, congratulations on your victory this past June. Glad to hear that's going to be a relatively stress-free election in November, and best of luck at the State House.
Good to chat with you, Anneliza. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
I'm pleased to welcome now Amanda Stewart from the New River Auto Mall. Now, Amanda, a kind of a new concept that's out there now. You no longer have to go through the dread of going onto a car lot and haggling with a dealership and all of that. You can actually shop and purchase vehicles online. And I understand that you've got some really good tips for us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Shopping online has become incredibly easy for vehicles. There's a lot of third-party websites out there that you can use, like autotrader.com and cars.com, where you can reach out to the dealership via email or through a toll-free number. And in most cases, you're going to get an internet sales department where they'll give you all the information that you need in terms of equipment, pricing, and scheduling an appointment to visit the dealership. So it takes that hassle of actually visiting and spending an entire Saturday kicking tires completely out of the picture.
All right. Now, what can I expect when I go online to start this journey?
Typically what you can expect, at least when you're doing business with larger groups like the Auto Mall, is you'll reach an internet sales department, and usually it's a certified person that will give you information on the vehicle that you're shopping on. We'll give you different options and packages, and essentially we'll set an appointment for you to visit the dealership once we've gotten you tailored down to a specific vehicle. Or if there's a few that you want to look at, we'll try and make sure that all of them are available for you when you show up. So that way when you get there, we're really using your time to the best way that we possibly can.
I think that's terrific because and I've bought cars at the New River Auto Mall, always have had a great experience there. It can be very time consuming, and when you've got a busy schedule, I think that's fantastic that you can kind of pare down that time by utilizing the internet. Now, am I going to end up being handled by a salesperson if I submit my information?
It'll most likely start off with an internet sales coordinator who, again, is certified in the brand, but they don't actually sell you the car. So the internet sales coordinator's main position is to just provide you with information and make sure that you're getting the best customer service. Then once you visit the dealership, we'll hand you off to a salesperson and they'll kind of take it from there.
Okay, so what I think should be made clear here is you're not buying a vehicle from beginning to end online. It helps expedite the process, but it's still really important that you drive the vehicle so you can see what it's like, and that salesperson interaction is also going to help, I would imagine, with getting you into the right car.
Absolutely. Yeah, we still recommend that you come in and drive it. There are people that do deals completely through FedEx and over the phone, but that's usually only for very, very specific type of vehicles, sometimes with your higher end vehicles, but we do recommend that you come in and visit us if you can.
All right. Now, Amanda, can you give us some website information, or if we have any questions, is there a good person for us to call at the New River Auto Mall?
Absolutely, yeah. You can visit our website, which is newriverautomall.com. It's pretty simple. Our internet sales department, the phone number is 843-208-1258, and you'll reach myself or one of my internet sales coordinators, and we're always happy to help.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Amanda. That's a big help.
You're welcome. Thank you.
When we return, Shellie West Hodges has a special Bluffton business report, and you'll meet our Bluffton News Pet of the Week. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Now, Shellie West Hodges has a special guest on this week's Bluffton Business Report.
Thank you, Anneliza. I'm here today with Mike Bennett, the owner of Easy to Own Furnishings. And Mike just had a great celebration here in Bluffton. Mike, tell us a little bit about what you were celebrating.
Well, we've been in business here in Bluffton for 5 years. We've managed to make it through a couple of fires and come back from those. And the community's been really great at supporting us. And we're really appreciative to everything they've done for us.
Well, it's great. And so they've been here in Bluffton running for 5 years, doing a great business. Now tell us a little bit about Easy to Own Furnishings. It's a little different. It's kind of like a furniture store, but it's got a little spin that makes it great for people to afford. Now tell us how the program works over there.
Well, we're a retail store. We sell everything cash and carry, and we have brand new name brand merchandise. And you can select from what you like to get. You can also do 120 days, same as cash. You can put it on a finance plan, whatever you want to do. So it's kind of unique.
Okay. And one of the things that's great about Bluffton businesses and people who are really, great business people here in town, we really want them to know that it's really important to be involved in the community and really reach out. Now tell us about your involvement with Bluffton and the area here.
Yeah, and that's a great point, and we're very involved. We like to do a lot of things. We like to support our youth and families in need. We do Thanksgiving dinners at Thanksgiving time. We adopt a family at Christmas time. And there's just a lot of little things that we do. Something we've got coming out is we've got a Backpack for Kids program coming out. And we'll be giving away backpacks full of school supplies. And then there's also going to be one of them that has a bonus laptop in it. So it's going to be really cool.
Awesome. Well, that's great. And it's great to see someone like yourself to be successful. Bluffton is really growing and businesses have been really successful. Now, why don't you tell the folks where you're located here in town and what they can expect when they come in?
Sure. We're located on Simmonsville Road. We have a really nice store right there on Simmonsville Road, right next to Hagemeyer Lighting. And real convenient, real easy to get to, and we'd love to have you come in.
Well, thank you, Mike. It's great to have you here, and we look forward to more things from Easy to Own Furnishings.
2, 3, snap it! Hard!
Thank you so much, Shellie. I would now like to introduce you to today's pet of the week, Zoe. This sweet little girl appears to be full grown at 25 pounds. She has black and white spotted paws and loves long walks in the park. This one-of-a-kind canine loves kids and gives good hugs. So if you're looking for someone to keep you warm at night, contact Brookshaven Animal Rescue at 843-757-7387. Thanks so much for joining us for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Anneliza Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you next time.